Hi guys, I thought I would give you a little introduction to the actually four reflection essay examples I asked you to read for homework, and this should be pretty brief. I just want you to see what's here. So I've added a portfolio instructions page. We will look at the midterm portfolio page. We will look at the portfolio instructions next week in class. And then you guys are looking at the reflection essay or reflection letter. You can write it as an essay or in letter format. It's up to you. Two websites I want you to look at. So when you click on the first one, it will open this website. And when you come to this blog, you'll have to scroll down. And there are three student examples, excuse me, here. I want to point out that each of these are in letter format. It's not hard to figure out what the essay format looks like. And each one of these uses narrative at the beginning to talk about themselves. The student talks about themselves a little bit, and then there are body paragraphs focused on particular pieces that were written for the class. I would say that this one has the weakest conclusion, just so you know. These examples are out there as good examples of using the genre called reflection, which means to self-assess, which you guys have been practicing in class a lot. But doesn't mean that the pieces of writing themselves are perfect. So they're just here to serve as examples of what kind of writing I'm asking you to do. This one is a little less narrative-y. It has less narration in it, just kind of talks about being in college. Each body paragraph focuses on pieces of writing that will show up in the portfolio. And then this conclusion is a little stronger. I like the way that it ends by focusing on what's strong and where the writer has improved over time. So that one's a nice one for the conclusion. And then the last example here, very, very strong narration at the beginning. But why I like this one is the writer is able to apply what she says in the beginning to her body paragraph. She doesn't just say all this stuff to get sympathy, for instance, and then never deal with it again. She takes responsibility for it in her body paragraphs, applying it to her essay. So this one is very strong, and then the ending paragraph also very strong. This one probably has the most connection between her narration and her assessment of her own writing. So this one's a nice, strong one. All right, and then the other page, when you click on this one, there's one example. This is a fabulous one, not because the writing itself is super strong. I think the introduction is a little weak. Just, done probably at the last minute, quite frankly, and didn't have a lot of depth in it. The body paragraphs do a nice job of analyzing the writing, excuse me, and then the conclusion's kind of eh. But here's why I like this example. The teacher has annotations, so when you click on these links, it will take you to the bottom of that web page. You'll see I can just scroll right back up, and you can see the comments where the teacher's giving feedback to show you why this is a strong example. And I would say, again, that the focus in this one is in the body paragraphs. The strengths are in the body paragraphs. That she does a nice job, this writer, of, I assume it's a she, it's writer 493. Might not be a she then. We don't know for sure. Anyhow, writer 493 does a nice job of self-assessing or analyzing the writing that's being submitted in the portfolio. So, we will go over the reflection essay next week, but you're seeing already that these letters have introductions, they have body paragraphs focusing on the pieces of writing that will be submitted, and they have a conclusion of some kind. And you're hearing me say already that if you're going to combine narrative with reflective writing, or writing that offers reflection on your growth, strengths and weaknesses, what you've learned in the class so far this semester, that you're going to want to tie those together pretty tightly, because just to have two genres that don't operate together will not make the best letter. And it won't matter, as you see, whether you use an essay format or a letter format, because either way you have all these body paragraphs and the intro and the conclusion, and it's more about helping the reader, me, to see what's in the portfolio and what you notice about your own writing. All right, so I'll talk to you guys in class next week. See ya!